Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So for this video I thought I would do a little tour of my Philodendron collection. The last time that I did one of these was probably over a year ago now, and my collection has changed and grown quite a bit, so I thought it'd be really fun to update you on that and to show you all the different varieties that I have. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first one, which I've had for quite a while now, this was on my first collection tour, that is my Philodendron Florida Green. So I've actually got two. I took a cutting of the mother plant. This is the cutting and this is what it's grown out to be. The reason it has got tape on the top is because I am actually waiting to sell it. I'll probably actually take it off because no one wants it. So this is the newest leaf. The reason I am selling it is because it's just I mean, I've told this story I don't know how many times, but I brought this as a reverted Florida ghost, and I was kind of new to variegation and things like that, so I just kind of thought that I could get the variegation back. Obviously I could not, so so that is why I've just kind of decided to sell it, because I'm just not really in love with it, and I think it would do a lot better with someone who really loved it. It has got a little growth point just there as well. It is a really fast grower though. These leaves are on the small side. Every leaf does kind of seem to get smaller, but that's definitely because it needs to go on a pole. It definitely wants to climb. It's just kind of growing in this weird shape. So that is why I'm selling it, because it does get neglected. But anyway, yeah, that is the first one, my Philodendron Florida Green. Oh my goodness! Sorry, I just realised a new leaf. How exciting! Okay, so the second one is this little this Gloriosum, which I've had for such a long time. This was the first Gloriosum that I brought, and it's rotted a couple times. This is like the third time being potted up, and again the leaf is looking like this, slowly dying, but for the first time it is actually giving me a new little leaf just here, and I think that it's going to be healthy and actually start growing. For some reason I've not had much success with this Gloriosum, and to be honest I've probably had this for about a year, maybe more, and I mean it just looks like this, which is sad. Because it's just mostly been living in my prop box, to be honest, in and out of my prop box, and I've not long just potted it up. So it's like third chance. Let's hope for the best. I mean, yeah, I don't have much hope that this leaf will survive, maybe another few weeks. But anyway, I've got some hope for this leaf, so that is looking good. But yeah, I'll see how this goes, and I'll definitely keep you updated on that one. Then the third one is my Philodendron Rojo Congo. This was actually one of my very first Philodendron, and yeah, this is, oh, needs water. This is such an easy Philodendron. It grows fairly quickly. I don't know, maybe a new leaf every month or two. I was actually thinking of maybe getting it on a pole or something just to experiment, because I don't know if you can see, but it is pushing out some like aerial roots here, and I just kind of wondered if I could put this plant up a pole. I mean, I've never seen that, but maybe I could just try to increase the leaf size. This was the last leaf that it gave me. It's actually quite small compared to all the others, but I really love the colour of this plant. It's so emeraldy, and the stems are really red. Yeah, I just think this is a really cool plant, and I don't think it's actually that popular. I don't really see it around that much, but yeah, that is the third Philodendron. Okay, so the fourth one is my Philodendron El Choco Red, or Rubrijuvenile. I'm just going to call it El Choco Red because that's just kind of what it's known to me as. Yeah, I've had this plant a few months now. I got this from Ecuador. It's got these 4 leaves, all the ones that it came with, so they're not looking too great. This one's actually okay, and then this is the only leaf that's put out in my care, and this is a very beautiful leaf. And it has got this little growth point that it's had for a while, and it is slowly growing, I think, so I really can't wait to see the new leaf on that. But yeah, it has got these red, you probably can't really see it, mine hasn't got too much of that red, the red backs, but the El Choco Red are known for the really red backs, and it's really beautiful. As it matures it does lose a lot of the red. Oh, I just ripped that off, did you hear it? Oh my gosh, that was really satisfying. I wouldn't say this is super fast growing. Like I said, I have had this growth point for quite a while now, but it is slowly growing. So yeah, I really can't wait to see what this looks like as it grows and matures. But yeah, that is her. Okay, I just have it like that so you can kind of see what the philodendron. Okay, what are we on now? Like the fifth philodendron. So I'll show you my little philodendron Florida Ghost. So as you can tell, she is still a baby, but I really, really love this plant so much. I just love how each leaf is different. The Florida Ghost is a very popular plant. So it did just push out this little leaf just there, as you can see. Yeah, I've not long potted this up as well. It has been in my prop box for a while, so I really can't wait to see how this grows. I really hope it does well. I can't wait for it to get like the really mature leaves. But as I'm sure you know, the Philodendron Florida Ghost is kind of an in-between between the Florida Green, which is all green, no variegation, and the Florida Beauty, which is all variegation. So the Florida Ghost is variegated, but eventually it does fade to green, so you kind of have the best of both plants. And it's also a lot cheaper, which is obviously why I went for it, because as much as I would want a Florida Beauty, this is a lot cheaper, and I still get the variegation, so I don't mind so much that it does fade to green, as long as I still kind of get variegation and get to enjoy that. So yeah, still kind of a newish plant. I've had this probably a few months now, and I just kind of treat this as the same as all my other philodendrons, and it's doing really well, growing pretty quickly, and yes, I really can't wait to watch this grow. Okay, let's move on to my Philodendron Squalmiferum again, which I've had for such a long time. Honestly, I can't even remember when I bought this. It's not looking its best. I've got a few damaged leaves. This one is dying, but I have got a new little leaf just here. To be honest, I would say this is one of my more harder philodendrons. I've just had a rougher time with it, and it just seems to be quite slow growing, and I'm having a hard time getting the mature leaves. In this leaf, you can just kind of start to see that Squalmiferum shape, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm really hoping I do start to see this mature and grow really well for me. I love this. Never mind. I was just saying, I love this leaf because of the stem. It's just such a funny texture, and this is the fuzziest leaf on my Squalmiferum. So yeah, quite sad to see this leaf go, but this is one of the oldest leaves, so it's not a surprise really. But yeah, that is my little Squalmiferum. That's it, all I've got to say. So this is my other Gloriosum that I have. This one I actually only got just a few months ago. And I mean, it's doing okay. There is some damage. It did have thrips and aphids a couple months ago, so you can just kind of see damage from that. But it is just giving me this leaf as well, so I'm really, really excited to see that. Again, this is such a small plant. I just really can't wait to get those beautiful big leaves. You can pick up one of these plants now for really cheap. They've gone down a lot. They used to be so expensive, and I just can't believe how cheap you can get them now. I got this one for about $5.99, I think, from Grow Tropicals. I mean, yeah, that just kind of blows my mind how the price has just dropped. Like, when I got my first Gloriosum, they were just so expensive and really hard to find. Now you can pick up basically a mature plant for maybe like £20, which is just unreal. Okay, so let's go on to another little baby plant that I've got, which again I've had for over a year now, and that is my Philodendron Brazil. So this is its newest leaf, which is the first leaf it's given me in seriously like 6 months. But I've just realised it's so transparent. You probably can't see, but like, yeah, that's really weird, and I have no idea why. Anyway, I've had a really hard time with this plant. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It has got this other little growth point just there. So I'm really hoping this spring and summer it will start growing for me again. The variegation on this plant is just really, really nice. I've had some white, some cream, yellow on this leaf. I just love all the different variegation. This one is really cool as well. It's like a half moon creamy one, which is really nice. So yeah, I really hope that I can get this plant to grow, because to have a big, beautiful trailing plant of this would just be really, really satisfying and would be really amazing. I've had to stop myself a few times from just buying a trailing plant, because I'm just determined to grow this one myself. But we'll see. Okay, so next we have my Philodendron SP Columbia. This is a really sad one. So I brought this from Ecuador a few months ago, the same as my El Choco Red. And this was the only one that just, oh actually no, this was not the only one. This was one of the only ones that just did really badly and basically just rotted, and I had to chop off all the roots, so it's now just rooting again in perlite with, where's my lid? With a little lid over it to keep the humidity in. Although I'm not entirely sure how well that is doing the job, but yeah, it's had this little growth point for so long, but I'm really hoping that soon I will get a leaf. I just would absolutely love to see this plant grow and have those big beautiful leaves that it came with. I had 3 or 4 big leaves when I got these plants, and just slowly they all died. So yeah, I would really love to see this grow, and that's kind of all I've got to say on that one. Okay, so let's go on to my newest philodendron, and probably one of my favourites at the minute. That is my Philodendron Majestic, which is the cross between the Philodendron Verrucosum and Philodendron Sodiroi. I did actually do a video of unboxing this plant, so if you want to go see that, I will link it in the description. But yeah, I've been wanting this plant for quite a while, and I still can't believe that I have this. It has only been a couple weeks. I'm very much in love with it. This leaf just opened a few days ago and oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. Look at the silver on it. I just can't believe how beautiful this is. I brought this plant because of how absolutely stunning they are when they are mature and big. I really can't wait for it to grow those big beautiful leaves. So it is doing really well. It is rooting in perlite, as you can see, and oops. That was not a good idea. Be good if you didn't drop perlite all over the floor. So in a few weeks, maybe a month, I will take a look at the roots, maybe put it into soil depending on what the roots are like. I can see a few roots through the pot. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see, but there does look a lot of roots, so I can't wait to get this on a pole. And yeah, I haven't already talked about this in my unboxing video, but yeah, that is my Majestic. So let's move on to probably my favourite philodendron in my collection. And that is my, oh, it's growing a really weird way, but that's my Philodendron Splendid, which again is a hybrid between the Melanochrysum and the Verrucosum, which I have got both. I really love this plant, even though it is not looking so great right now. The bottom leaves are not doing so great. They are the oldest, so that's fine, but it did just have, well, I think it did have some kind of pest, although I could never actually see the pest. I was examining it all the time. It definitely had some kind of pest. I'm pretty sure it was actually spider mites, but again, I just couldn't see any. And normally I'm pretty good at spotting like thrips and spider mites. But yeah, so unfortunately the newest leaf is damaged quite a bit, but it's still a pretty good size, and it's still beautiful. I think it is a little bit bigger, is it? I think it's a little bit bigger than the last leaf. So I'm really hoping that this new leaf would be looking a lot better. So yeah, that's her. I still love her, even though she is looking a little bit not her best. Yeah, she is up this moss pole, and I'm keeping it moist. I'm doing really well with that, so oh, it needs water. Well, as you can see, this is just the thickly poles. I get these from the Plant Point. They're really thick and they hold a lot of the moisture in, and I literally have to just water this maybe every 3-4 days, which is really great. Yeah, it's actually nearly at the top of the pole as well, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it, and then probably once it reaches the second pole I will chop and maybe restart or plant back into the pot. I don't know, I have to decide. I definitely just want to really try and get the massive splendid leaves and try to grow this plant the best that it can reach. Let's move on to possibly the saddest plant of them all. And that's my Philodendron Verrucosum. I'm honestly really disappointed with myself because I just have no idea why this plant looks so terrible, and this is actually my second Verrucosum. The first one I had basically started looking like this, and I chopped up the whole thing. Basically all the cuttings died, and so I brought another one again. Okay, yeah, the pole is not placed very well in the pot. But anyway, yeah, I brought another one and it was so bushy and so beautiful. The leaves were massive. The stems are so furry. But a lot of the leaves started looking like this. So I actually took it out of the pot, checked the root. The roots were fine. I did suspect root rot, but the roots were fine, which is really weird. And I actually divided it into 3 pots. The other 2 died, so I'm left with this one. That's the story of my Verrucosum. And every single leaf is absolutely terrible. That was the newest leaf. It is trying to put... Oh my days, it's dead. Are you being serious? Oh my gosh, are you being... that is so frustrating. Yes, so this newest leaf is pretty much dead. It's not going to turn out looking nice. I have no idea what is wrong with this plant. It's actually rooted in to the pole quite nicely as well. So I have no idea what I'm going to do. It's nearly at the top of the pole. And I don't know if I want to extend it. I don't know. I'm honestly kind of giving up with this plant slowly, and oh my days, I'm definitely not enjoying it. Maybe next year when I do another philodendron video, my Verrucosum will be looking beautiful, but for now it's not, and I'm just rolling with it. Okay, so the next one is probably actually my biggest philodendron, so I'm just going to take you to her. Okay, so here we've got my Philodendron Imperial Red, my biggest philodendron, and maybe actually my biggest plant. Well, apart from my, what's this called? Micheliciana, that's it. But anyway, yeah, I've had this plant... Oh, it needs a dusting. Yeah, I've had this plant for probably a year or more now, and it does so well. It's always growing, always a new leaf. This is the newest leaf. I love how red they are when they come in. And, I mean, a lot of my newest leaves are quite small compared to the original ones, which is a little bit of a shame. So I don't know exactly how to get those massive leaves again. It grows so compact, and I don't really think I could get this on a pole. I feel like I need to do something with it because it's just kind of growing out the pot, and yeah, I don't know. It's a funny grower, but I really love this plant. I love the colour of it. It's so emeraldy. So yeah, she is one of my favourites. Okay, so the next one is my Philodendron Melanochrysum. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about this, to be honest. I think a lot of people are kind of fed up with this plant, to be honest. It can be so beautiful, but you have to give it the perfect conditions. It has to have like a cabinet life, or I don't know, if you buy it from like a baby plant, it just will take so long to get those big beautiful leaves. So yeah, mine, as you can see, isn't really a perfect one. This leaf was perfect actually until I broke off the end. So it has just given me this leaf, which is tiny. It's ripped. Every leaf that it gives me gets stuck. So it rips, or I help it and then I rip it. But yeah, it's on this stupidly tiny moss pole that I made. So it dries out literally within a few hours basically. And so it's not even rooted into it. But this is one of the mother plants of the hybrid of the Splendid. So if you love the look of the Melanochrysum, then I definitely recommend just going with the Splendid or the Glorious, because it does give the look of the Melanochrysum, but it's so much easier and grows so much quicker. I mean, I've only got Splendid, but yeah, that's her. Okay, so the next philodendron that I have, I will show you just at the window because I have no idea how else to show you, but that is my Philodendron Micans. Oh, look, there's all rainbows on her. I just cannot believe how quickly this plant grows. This is one of my easiest plants. If I keep on top of watering, then she does very well. I don't know really if you... Oh, she's tangling with the pothos. Yeah, she is just honestly so big, and she's such a beautiful plant as well. I really, really love this plant. It's definitely one of my favourites. I think I've had this plant maybe coming up for a year now, and I just can't believe how much she's grown since I brought her. Like I said, she just does so well. And look how beautiful she looks in the sun. Oh my gosh, I just love her so much. I've also got so many cuttings. I desperately need to pot up, and this plant also needs repotting, so I will be doing that soon. I know I keep saying that, but I definitely will be. But yeah, I probably actually do need to chop this up again because it will be touching the floor very soon. But yeah, that's my Micans. Oh, I got rainbows. It's rainbow hour. Okay, so while I'm here, I'll show you my Philodendron heart. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how well she's doing. Sorry. Okay, I just decided to bring her down here so you can really see how well she's doing. This is my heartleaf philodendron, or the Philodendron Hederaceum. And this plant, oh my gosh, has just taken off, and it's really just been in the last 6 months maybe that she has been shooting out loads of vines and giving me these massive leaves. And I think it is just because I'm not letting it dry out. I'm just watering before that point, and she's just doing her very best, and I'm so pleased. I can't wait to have a big trailing basket to have this as one of my hanging plants in my window. So yeah, again, this is one of my very first philodendron, and she was so small when I brought her. It was maybe a couple years ago now. I just can't believe that she's finally growing and trailing for me. Okay, so the last, but certainly not least, is my mother plant of my Philodendron Florida Green. Well, that's not the best leaf to show you. Well, neither is that. There you go. I think it's getting a little burnt by the window, but oh well. So yeah, this is the mother plant. Not doing too great. I think it is actually getting a little bit burnt. So I don't know what to do about that. Again, I am going to be selling this one, or I don't know, giving it away. No one really kind of seems to want the Florida Greens anymore. They're not exactly one of the really popular plants anymore. So I think I'm just going to have to give this away, to be honest. But yeah, that's really, I don't know what to say about that. I've already talked about this plant. So yeah, that's the mother plant. And I mean, yeah, she does grow pretty well for me. This is the other little growth point that she's trying to push out. So yeah. Okay, so we have finished. Sorry, I lied. There's one more plant I completely forgot about, which I can't believe. That is my Philodendron Golden Princess. I've had this plant for a couple years. This is one of the ones that I brought with my heartleaf philodendron and Imperial Rojo Congo. So this is one of my first philodendron, and she just does so well. To be honest, I do kind of neglect her a little bit. I do wait until she's really droopy and soft to water her. She needs a repot. She's literally bursting in the pot, but she just gives out a leaf literally all the time. So many new leaves. Oh, there's actually a lot of dead ones as well. Yeah, this is definitely one of my easiest plants. I think she is underrated. I just never hear people talking about this plant. I never really see anyone have it, to be honest. It's not one of the popular ones, but it's definitely one of the easiest. So there we have it. That is the last philodendron. So I have 18 philodendron, which I just can't believe I have that many. It has just grown so much in just a few months. Not long ago, I only had about 11, and now I've got 19. Philodendrons is definitely my favourite genus of plants, and definitely will be getting some more philodendron in the future. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please comment, and please, if you enjoyed this video, give this video a like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!